Hey there, my friend. It's been a little while. I just had my weekly group coaching call with my clients, and one thing came up that I thought was really important to share with you. And that is the knowledge that you're never going to have yourself figured out. Because I know there are times when people will say, okay, I finally got it. I know who I am now. No, you don't. If you do, that's gone in a second. Because here's the reality. And if you're not into any kind of woo-woo spiritual stuff, then look up quantum physics. Because one thing that those two traditions have in common is they realize that we are always changing in real time. We don't live in a vacuum. There's a lot happening in our lives that is completely out of our control. And right now, it's more obvious than ever. You have the pandemic, you have unrest, especially in the States, other places in the world too, people demanding change from their governments. And it just seems to be this ever increasing wave of uncertainty. Whereas before all this stuff, you had at least the illusion that you had a routine that you could stick to and count on, and you knew who you were. You were a parent, you were a friend, you were a professional, you were all these different roles. And definitions, roles, ideas, concepts can be pretty static. So we get the illusion that things are permanent and unchanging. It's all smoke, folks. The reality is that even in this very moment, you're responding to many things. The weather, what you perceive your options are, your beliefs about who you are from a religious sense, from a relationship standpoint, biases, prejudices, dreams, fears, all of that impacts how you feel, how you think, how you respond, and depending on the person you're interacting with, determines what parts of yourself come forward when you're engaging the world. So you see at every single moment, who you are changes. I mean, your values may be essentially the same. You still value compassion and truth and fact over fiction, love, connection, whatever it is. Maybe your values don't change. But the way you are called upon to show up, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about other people, what you believe are options for yourself, that changes. And how you show up changes. So with all of these changes happening from moment to moment, all the time, who are you? You are in process. That is who you are. You are at this point, this moment in your process. That is who you are. All of these static things of, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a parent, even those things are in flux because you're always learning. And if you're always changing, which you are, there's always, and this is the part that might make your mind blow a little bit, there's always a new you to get to know. If you change a belief about who you are, positive or negative, now you have to adjust to that as, well, now this means I'm a little bit different than I thought I was. How do I behave? How do I think now that I'm this way? So you have to make some adjustments. You have to change. You have to adapt. Then a new change comes, and now you have to adapt to that. And people will get frustrated because they think that they need to find some static destination, some goal that they're going to hold on to and say, I've arrived, I've crossed this line, and no one can take it away from me. You are not a static line. You are not a finish line. You are a process. You are a discoverer, a treasure hunter. You are on a journey. And as such, with every step, there's something new to discover, especially about yourself. So if you are constantly changing and evolving and growing and responding, that means you never get old. And, your body does, of course. I feel it more today than most. But you never get old in that you're always a student. You're always a beginner. There's always something new that you can learn, something that you can discover, something to be curious about. So life never gets boring when you pursue it that way. And there's always new things to be grateful for because there's always something new. So why am I telling you this? Because people who beat themselves up because they've been doing something for years, like parenting. They've been in a marriage and they say, man, I should have no relationships by now. I should have marriage figured out by now. I've been doing this for 20 years. Yeah, but you're still in process. The person you are now is not the person you were 20 years ago. The person you are now is the one you need to get to know. And you do that by paying attention, by being present, being curious, patient, and compassionate with yourself. Yeah, Bri, easier said than done. Yeah, that's why it's called work. It's not always easy work. But when you learn how to approach life that way, there's always so much beauty in each moment, so many things to be grateful for, and also opportunities to let go of a lot of stuff that's no longer you, because there's so much new that you could be learning about and learning from. So that's just a thought I wanted to share with you right now. Give me a comment below. Ask me some questions. Give me some feedback on this if this resonates for you. And by all means, pass it on to somebody that you know can benefit from it. And remember, no matter what's going on in your life, you're good enough. And thanks for being you.